Alright guys, so this video is going to be a recap of this week that you're going to get quizzed on today, so watch this video thoroughly and it will help you with your quiz today. Okay, I'm going to do 2 of each. So I'm first going to do evaluating with a composition of function. Okay, so let me make sure I have my calculator so I don't mess up. And you guys can use Desmos as your calculator if you're at home. Okay, alright, so evaluating composition of functions, you work inside out. Okay, so we're going to work on the inside first. So first I need to find f of negative 3. So here's my f function. So I'm going to find f of negative 3. See how negative 3 is in parentheses here? You need to put it in parentheses here. So 2 times negative 3 plus 6. So I'm going to type in my calculator, type the whole thing. 2 times 2 parentheses negative 3, close parentheses, plus 6. And that gives me 0. Okay, so now I know that f of negative 3 equals 0. Okay, and if something equals each other, you can replace it. So therefore, I can replace negative 3 with 0. And now I'm looking for g of 0. So I'm going to go to the g function and replace all my x's with 0. Parentheses, 0 squared plus parentheses 0 plus 2. And that's going to give me 2. So my final answer here is 2. Okay? Alright, let's do another one. Let's do another one. So I've done that one. So let's do this one. Okay, so another one. Now remember, F composite G just means make that a parentheses. Okay? So now I'm trying to find G of negative 3. So I go to the g function, use parentheses, and I'm going to find g of negative 3 to be negative 4 parentheses negative 3 minus 6. Use my calculator, type it just how you see it, and I get 6 to be my answer. So now I know that g of negative 3 is equal to 6. So now I'm going to take that and I'm going to replace g of negative 3 with 6. Because remember, when things equal each other, you can replace them, substitute them. So now I'm looking for f of 6. So I go to the f function, plug 6 in by using parentheses. So I'm going to type that in my calculator, exactly how I see it. And I get the answer to be 40. So that is my final answer, which is 40. Okay? So that's it for the equations. Now let's look at the graphs. Okay? So the graphs, you still do the same thing. Work inside out. So I'm going to find f of negative 5 by looking at the graph. So go to the f function. Okay? And when x is negative 5 on the x function, where does it intersect the graph at? Right here, which is what y value? 0. So now that I know that f of negative 5 equals 0, I can replace this negative 5 with 0. And now I'm going to the g function and I'm looking for when x is 0, what is y? When x is 0, that's right here. There's no graph here. The graph's right here. It intersects at negative 7. So my answer here would be negative 7. Okay? Let's do the last graph one. Okay, so last graph one. This one, same concept. You need to work inside out. So I'm first going to find g of negative 9. So I first need to find out what g of negative 9 is. So I go to the g function, which is right here. And when x is negative 9, where does it run into that graph? Right here at this point, which is negative 1. So now I can replace g of negative 9 with negative 1, and I go to my f function, and when x is negative 1, where does it hit that graph at? It looks like right here at negative 5. So my answer is negative 5. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to go to tables. Okay, I have made my own problem with this one. Okay, so I give you these 2 tables. So I'm going to give you the first table. So the first table is going to be your f of x table. Okay, and then your second table is going to be g of x. Sorry, my handwriting's so bad right now. All right, here we go. So, and we're gonna do a couple examples with this one. Okay, so I want to do f of g of -2. Okay, so I need to replace. Wait till that bell goes down. Okay, so I'm gonna replace. I need to figure out what g of -2 is. So I come to the g function right here, and I look when x is -2, what is y? It's 5. So now I can find f of 5. So I go to my f function, and when x is 5, what's y? -2. Okay? All right, let's do another one. Okay? All right, so now I want to do, let's do g of f, whoops, of 7. Okay, so first I need to find f of 7. Okay, f of 7's right here, which is 3. So now I'm looking for g of 3, which is right here. And so my final answer is 5. All right, one more. So this one I'm going to do f of g of, I did -2. Let's do -3. Okay, so first I need to find g of -3. So when x is -3 on the g function, what is y? It's going to be 3. So now I'm looking for f of 3. So when x is 3 on that table, the answer is 5. Okay, so I hope this helps you for your quiz today. Watch this video. It shouldn't be that long, okay? But good luck on your quiz. Now we'll figure out how to get this to start recording.